Yeni bir bölümden hepinize merhaba arkadaşlar. Şimdi neden buradayım onu anlatayım. Ama söylentiyi dinlerken gittim Porgof'un görevindeki Kırık Omurga adındaki bir mekana girdim. Hatırlarsınız 2040 olan bir şifre bulmuştum. Ama o şifreyi nerede kullanacağımı bulamadım. Yani sanırım öylesine yazılmış bir şeydi. Yani bir veriydi ama sanmıyorum. İçime çok dert oldu. Gittim baktım araştırdım. Bulamadım ya. Öyle. Sonra üste geri döndüm. İyidir'i GAIA'ya vereyim. Yani ona yükleyeyim. Artık bir yapay zekaya diğer yapay zekaya yüklerken nasıl konuşulur bilmiyorum ama öyle bir şeyler işte. Orada bir şey vardı. Oha. Bunun burada ne işi var? Ben GAIA'yı kaybettim. Ha, yukarı doğru merdivendeydi, doğru. Merhaba.
Please merge ether with me. Afterwards I must discuss an important matter with you.
Tamam.
So, what did you want to discuss?
While you were away, I received an unusual transmission on my dedicated Aletheia frequency.
Ama Aletheia yoktu.
That's one of the sub-functions you couldn't detect before.
Yes. The transmission occurred so slowly that at first it seemed like an accidental blip of data amongst background static. Once I noticed this irregularity, it took some time to collate the complete message.
Coordinates. Where does it lead?
İmdat demiş, koordinat demiş ve 237 demiş.
A word of caution, Aloy. It is possible this transmission is genuine. It is also possible it is being broadcast
Evet,
by
tuzak
someone
olabilir.
or something else.
You don't think it's actually Aletheia?
I am uncertain.
What's SOS?
It is an old world code. A distress signal. A desperate plea for help.
Why would Aletheia send a coded transmission on a frequency only the two of you can communicate on?
I believe it was done as a precaution to avoid detection, or at least to create the appearance of the desire to do so. I am also uncertain why Aletheia would expect that I would be able to detect and respond to its distress signal at all. As far as it is aware, I no longer function.
Okay, so either Aletheia is in trouble and sent the message hoping you were out there, or someone else is trying to get us to go to these coordinates pretending to be Aletheia.
Bu daha olası
That
gibi.
is my conclusion as well.
Could the Zeniths be sending the transmission?
According to the data I reviewed on your focus, the Zeniths recovered the other Gaia root kernel in the Hades Proving Lab. It is feasible they used it to gain access to my internal frequencies.
So, maybe they sent it thinking you'd respond and reveal your location.
Possibly. However, the transmission is highly irregular. If they intended to provoke me into revealing myself, I would expect the communication to be more routine.
Right.
Ya da belki böyle
So
düşünülmesini
maybe it's
istediler.
not them then. You said the coordinates lead to a mountain to the northwest. What's there?
I have no record of anything of note in that vicinity.
Okay, and what about the other number in the message? 237. Any idea what that means?
I have queried my available databases, but it does not appear to have any significance. perhaps its meaning can only be understood at the indicated coordinates.
All right. I'll go to the coordinates and
Bence
check out the source
gitmeyelim.
of the transmission.
All by yourself? Ha! No way.
I included Aaron and Varl in this briefing via their
Bence iyi yaptın çünkü Eloy manyak yani, tek başına gider. Zaten Eloy yok olursa biter yani. Tabii ana karakter olduğu için muhtemelen bir şey olmaz da maksat başına bir şey gelmesin. Ama bir de şöyle bir problem var ya. İnsan sevdiklerini işin içine dahil ettiğinde onları düşünmekten kendi işine odaklanamayabiliyor. Şimdi Eren de tabii ki kendi başının çaresine bakabilir. Varl da, ama insan düşünür yani ya bir şey olursa diye. Hemen bir üstümüzü dolaşacağım. Ne var ne yok. Aa, bir şey diyeceğim. Yeni konuşma açıldı mı GAIA'yla? Bir onlara bakayım. Ya da önce şuna bakayım.
Gaia, what is this?
It is a control console for a drone-based imaging system.
Aa, topladığımız dronları buraya mı yerleştireceğiz?
I will transmit the relevant data to your focus.
So this Cyclops is a network of drones to monitor the deteriorating biosphere conditions. I guess it was meant to display on the dome, but the drones aren't connected anymore. I think I can reconnect some of them already. And it seems like there are more out there. Drones reconnected now.
Tamam, iki tanesini bağladık. Mesela basınca ne olacak? Yani pek bir şey olmadı. Oo, yo.
An excellent choice.
Wow. Çok güzel. Diğerini de göstermem lazım size. Diğerini de galiba düz alttan elde etmiştik. Aynen böyle bir yerde. Şuradan falan atlamıştım. Bir yerden tutmuştum. Güzel. Şimdi GAIA'cım.
That was sneaky of you, patching in Varl and Aaron to our conversation.
I'm pleased you accepted their help. Is there something you wish to discuss before you depart?
Bakalım. Yeni sorularımız var. Konuşalım.
You mentioned that the superstorms have subsided. Is that Ether at work?
Yes. Thanks to Ether's capabilities, weather patterns in the local region should mostly stabilize for the time being.
That'll be a relief for the Tenakth. One of their villages is still recovering after a mudslide caused the whole place to flood.
I will continue to stabilize the atmosphere for as long as I can.
Güzel.
The missing subordinate functions. What can you tell me about them?
Sanki bir konuşma olmuştu.
Rewilded the earth with a variety of animal species. Eleuthia was responsible for gestating, nurturing.
Evet, galiba bu konuşma olmuştu. Ben bunu geçeceğim.
Unfortunately.
Mendebur herif. Evet evet, bu konuşma oldu.
He appears to have,
All three of or were. Do you still need?
if attained, restoring, perhaps, Artemis and Apollo.
So, Poseidon. What do we know about it?
Poseidon controls the organic. Once it is restored to me, I may be a, but I must warn you. It may have taken
Bu da mı
measures
olmuştu
to
ya?
protect itself.
Şu an kafam karıştı.
I'll be careful. What can you tell me about?
Demeter sows for.
So once I bring it back,
While permanent restoration requires the ability, I may be able to improve condition. However, a word of warning. Like Ether and Poseidon, Demeter alone and frightened, it may have.
okay. I'll keep my guard up.
Anladım.
Why did Ether take up residence in an ancient war museum?
As with the other subordinate functions, Ether needed to install itself on a processor with adequate storage and power. One in the museum appears to have been sufficient, given that the holographic displays were still active.
So Ether was assured it could stay for as long as it needed to.
Correct. Though it is curious that it chose a place surrounded with the ancient ruins of aircraft.
Maybe it also felt at home there. How's Katalo doing?
I detect that the loss of his arm still deeply pains him, though he has not voiced his thoughts. I may be able to assist in his recovery, should he be interested.
Nasıl yani?
Really? I'm sure he will be. How are things around here?
Zoe has been studying the morphology of her land gods in an effort to understand their sickness. Without the abilities of Hephaestus, I am unfortunately unable to correct their programming. However, Zoe and I are hopeful we will find an alternative way to heal them.
Güzel. Zoe ile
Well,
çalışmanız
keep at
iyi.
it. Varl and Zoe seem to like spending time together.
Indeed. While studying Old World data, Zoe discovered references to a dietary lifestyle known as vegetarianism. She appreciated the similarities with Utaru practices and encouraged Varl to try out this lifestyle.
And how did that go?
I believe they have agreed to disagree.
How's Erend handling things?
He is becoming increasingly accustomed to use of the focus after an initial incident.
What did he do?
He unfortunately crushed his first focus as he attempted to
Yuh.
affix it to his temple. Amongst a number of Oseram curses, I believe he also blamed the focus for being dainty. He has given repeated assurances that it will not happen again.
Well, good thing we have a lot of extras, I guess.
İyi şey. Burası da bitti.
So this facility, the Regional Control Center, it was meant to oversee the terraforming system?
For the local region, yes. Had humans received their education from the Apollo database, they would have then been guided here to assume operation. As that never happened, this place remained vacant.
Until Minerva decided to settle here. So I guess this room was meant to keep an eye on conditions outside?
Yes. From here, the facility's operators would have been able to observe weather and machine activity in real time. It may be possible to restore more of this room's functionality should you find and reconnect additional camera feeds.
I'll keep a lookout. So the Hades Proving Lab.
Şu
Where I
Eloy'un
found
sağ
the
omzundaki omuzluk
It used to
sürekli
be a
yok olup
Pharaoh
geliyor.
research
Çok sinir
facility.
bozucu.
Yes. Prior to appropriation by Zero Dawn, the facility was used to engineer and test advanced computer viruses. It appears to have been one of many research initiatives by Pharaoh Automated Solutions.
Guess it wasn't enough to build automated killing machines. He wanted viruses to infect them with too. So, a while back, before the battle at Meridian, I went into Banuk territory. I discovered another AI there. One not related to Zero Dawn.
Evet.
Cyan.
Volkanik
It was
sistemin o
created to
tarafları,
oversee
o taraflarındaydı.
operations for a volcanic stabilization project. And it spent the last 1,000 years in isolation. I'm guessing you didn't know about it?
No. From the data on your focus, it seems that Cyan was cut off from the outside world. An effort by its creators to protect it from the Pharaoh plague.
Any chance it could help us now?
I have already attempted contact, with no success. Given its previous experience with accepting an outside network request, I imagine it is unwilling to
Yani.
do so again.
Yazık.
Right.
Hephaistos
Because
ele
last
geçirmeye
time Hephaestus
çalışmıştı.
enslaved it. Well, that's too bad. I think the two of you would have had a lot to talk about. There was an ancient tank embedded in the bulwark.
Ne kadar çok konuşma
buried under a
birikmiş.
bunch of boulders.
Ara sıra gelip böyle
Any
konuşmak
idea how
lazım
it got there?
azalsın diye.
During the Pharaoh Plague, the U.S. military resumed the use of human combatants, as automated machinery was unreliable. It is possible the vehicle was part of a pre-automated war fleet.
So they fought against the Pharaoh machines in the valley. Until the mountain was blasted apart and buried them. So, Project Zero Dawn. The greatest minds in the world. All working to build the terraforming system while the Pharaoh Plague devoured the planet. What was it like?
Personnel worked in rotations, at all hours of the day. Resources and technology were secured from across the world. Within a month of the project's conception, I was launched and began my education. Elizabeth encouraged me to spend time with the rest of the Zero Dawn staff. She said it was important to experience many personalities and perspectives to aid in my emotional development.
What were they like?
Scared, hopeful, determined. They were hurtling toward technological achievements on a scale never before attempted. I owe everything to their dedication.
Gaia? What was Elizabeth like?
Her presence is interwoven with my memories. The moment I came online, she was there. We exchanged greetings, names, then set to our task. It was the first of many conversations. I enjoyed being in her company, listening to her stories. She was my creator, my guide.
Your friend.
Yes. When I reviewed the data on your focus, I was saddened to learn of her fate, though I am glad she made it home. I deeply wish she did not have to be alone.
Evet,
She was okay with
üzücüydü.
that. She gave all of herself. The only one who could. Thanks, Gaia.
Bitti.
I'll be on my way.
I wish you safe travels.
Yedi yetenek puanını dağıtayım. Tabii açılırsa. Casus bitmişti. Tamam. Şu yeni komboları bir ara denerim. Şimdi
I was able to unlock another room in the main living area.
Good to know. I'll check it out when I can.
tamam. Çocuklar şeye gidiyor. Tamam. Benimle beraber.
Train the body.
Looks like this room's changed.
That's what the chief
Is that your doing,
always
Gaia?
says.
Yes. I have repurposed the displays to track the cauldrons you have acquired data from.
Aa, orada Gaia yazacaktı. Elo yazmışlar.
Aloy,
It's good to see you. I'm guessing you've got a lot of questions.
Bu bölümün büyük kısmı
I've been
konuşmakla
told of our
geçecek.
enemy and their
Belli yani.
intentions. Your friends showed me to the vision you keep in this place, Gaia, and gave me this focus. I don't pretend to fully understand everything, but all I really need to know is where to train and when to fight.
Welcome to the team, then. You said the Bulwark was your home a long time ago. That you were part of the Sky Clan.
Yes.
That's all you're gonna tell me?
Fine. As you wish. My parents were killed in a clan skirmish, so I was raised by my squad. As I grew older, I came to be known as an accomplished fighter. Tekote took a special interest in me. I fought by his side against the Karja, and led my squad on a dangerous climb into the Daunt. It was I who opened the gates at Barren Light from the east side, allowing the Tenakth to raise it.
That must have gotten you some attention.
Indeed. I was welcomed home as a hero, and I was content.
Then why'd you leave?
I became a marshal.
Why did you leave the Sky Clan to become a marshal?
I was sent to the Kulrut by Tekote. Back then, I would have obeyed his every order. I believed in him, like one would a father. I was too blind to see the fear in his eyes. Fear of a rising young warrior challenging his command of the clan. I returned a hero from the battle at Barren Light. But to him, I was only a threat. Never occurred to him that I had no interest in rising above my station.
Why did Tekote think you wouldn't be a threat to him if he sent you to the Kulrut?
Tekote knew that if I survived the Kulrut, I'd be forced to forsake the clan to serve the Tenakth as a whole. I'd never be allowed to challenge his command, even if I wanted to. After our victory at Barren Light, Tekote spoke to our people, said it would be selfish to rob Hikaru and the marshals of a warrior like myself, even though he knew perfectly well I had no intention of ever leaving. It was exile, guised as an honor. One he knew I couldn't
Ama bence böylesi
refuse.
daha iyi olmuş.
So I became a marshal and never looked back.
I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I am not. Though it pained me at the time, a marshal is what I was destined to be.
When we were at the Bulwark, the guard said something about the wings of the Ten. Hikaru also mentioned it at the Kulrut. Dekka, too. What does it mean?
The visions tell us that the Ten flew on great metal machines with wings and leapt into battle from the sky. For us, to imitate this feat is the ultimate expression of martial prowess, and it is why the challengers leap into the arena during the Kulrut. Many times I imagined it as a child. The feeling of freedom and the awe it must have inspired.
What did Chief Hikaru say when you told him he'd be joining me here?
You spilt rebel blood at the Grove and helped reunite the clans. There was little more to be said. He understood.
Well, I'm honored he lent me his best marshal. At least for a little while.
Indeed.
Bitti. Ha yok, daha buraları var.
What are you looking at over there?
The others have been helping me decipher the symbols the focus shows me. So, I thought I'd try to understand the weapon you intend to use against the enemy. This Hephaestus, it will be able to make machines?
Eğer ele geçirebilirsek evet.
Yes,
How many?
as many as we need.
Such power. Has the world ever seen the like?
Geldi. Faros salgını.
Now that you know who the enemy is, do you have any questions?
I'll admit I find them hard to grasp. From the heavens. And invulnerable.
For now.
I will leave the strategy to you. I trust you will point my blade where it will cut the deepest.
Bu adam böyle konuştuğunda bir gaz geliyor bana, yani normal mi bilmiyorum ama savaşasım geliyor.
They seem eager to fight. Though I admit it is strange to see a new Taru in the ranks. Farmers don't make for effective soldiers.
Öyle deme ya. Hem zeki hem iyi yay kullanıyor.
Interesting. Perhaps I am mistaken.
I should go. Feel free to check in on Hikaru and your people. Door's always open here.
I will. I overheard that Varl and Erend are to accompany you on a mission. Do you require my assistance?
I'd rather have you and Zoe guard the base while we're away.
It shall be done. May the Ten walk with you.
Tamam. Bozuk hack onarabiliyor muyuz? Evet. Nelerimiz var? Video dışı gidip bunların parçalarını bulacağım. Parçalarını. Ondan sonra onaracağım.
Looks like someone's made this space their own.
I see you found Varl and Zoe's room, Aloy. I believe they wanted private accommodations.
I see.
Hmm.
That looks like one of the Utaru's land gods. Like the one we killed in the sacred cave. I'm not sure I'll ever fully understand, but seeing something that represents life and prosperity turned into a weapon, it couldn't have been easy for Zoe.
Yani. Tamam. Burada başka bir şey yok. Burayı açtım.
Holograms. Gaia, I thought you said the data here was lost.
I was able to repurpose the equipment to store the data you have acquired in your travels.
Oha, çok iyi. Bizim kütüphanemiz burası artık.
It's a shuttle. Like the one I blew up at Farzinis launch facility. Varl seemed pretty interested in space travel. I guess he wanted a keepsake.
Başka bir şey yok. Devam. Bir şey yok.
Looks like Erend and Katalo moved their stuff in.
Dur tahmin edeyim. Burası Kotalo'nun. Burası Erend'in. Yani kim bu kadar fazla içki içer zaten?
Looks like Gaia was able to unlock that door. Gaia, what was this room for?
This was intended to be a recreational room for control center operatives. Unfortunately, the entertainment modules were lost with the Apollo database.
Hadi ya. Erend burayı sever de.
That's too bad.
Veri var mı? Veri yok. Ama burada bir yer var.
There's another room. What for?
Bunu şey yapayım. Ses kaydı olarak.
Switch to a private log? Okay, so Regional Control Center 9. Design of the facility's coming along. When Gaia finally builds it, it'll have everything it needs.
Kapıyı açma.
Oh, I'm back in the sleeping quarters.
Shortcut. Güzel. Oraya baktım.
Door won't open.
Kapalı.
Guess Gaia hasn't been able to restore access yet. Huh. Looks like someone's rearranged stuff in here.
Aloy, I see you found your room. Your
Canım
companions
arkadaşlarım ya.
appreciate a private space of your own.
That was thoughtful of them.
Kesinlikle. Full. Tamam. Ne var ne yok bakayım. Faşav'ın nişanesi.
This is the rite of passage that Vashav gave me at the embassy. I liked him. He seemed like a good man. I think he was really looking forward to going home.
Tekrar aynı şey mi söyleyecek? Ha
He
yok.
was just another bloodthirsty warlord. Vashav was right. Makara wants peace. It won't be easy. But with his new marshals, maybe his vision has a chance. My old spear. Rust helped me
Aga
make
be.
it when I finished my training.
Ah be Rost'cum.
Feels like so long ago now.
Keşke sen de burada olsaydın ama muhtemelen idrak edemezdin veya tasdif etmezdin. Çünkü teknolojiyi sevmiyordu veya ne bileyim bilmiyordu tam olarak ne olduğunu. Aynen öyle, anlamazdı ama keşke burada olsaydı.
Wish he was here.
Niye taranmıyor? Kolyeyi yerleştir.
I've been carrying Elizabeth's pendant with me for months. But since we're gonna stay a while, I think I'll keep it here, where it'll be safe. Elizabeth put all of her faith in Gaia. And Gaia put all of her faith in me. If I can do it all, recover the sub-functions, defeat Forzineth, heal the world, I'd like to think Elizabeth would be proud.
Zoe yaptı herhalde buraları. Bayağı güzel yapmış ya. Burası çıkışa gidiyor. Aşağıda bir şey var mı?
Oh good. Door's locked until Gaia can restore access.
Tamam, henüz yeni bir şey yok. Şimdi diğer arkadaşlarla konuşayım. Erent'ten başlayalım. Nerede Erent'cim? Erent kapıdaydı. Doğru, ben de geleceklerdi. Tamam. Zoe ile konuşayım.
Varl looks happy about his training partner.
Learning is best done together.
Have you gone back to Plainsong at all?
I thought about it, but I wouldn't know what to tell them. The chorus already thinks me a thorn in the thicket.
Ayrikotu muamelesi.
If they knew what we did to Fa, even if they understood, there'd be little they could grasp about all this.
Boş ver be, gitme. Kal yanımızda.
For now, I must leave the tribe behind.
Sounds like you met my friend Talana.
Yes, the Karja Huntress. I haven't seen armor like hers since the Red Raids. But Varl tells me that she too suffered at the hands of the Mad Sun King.
Yeah. She's one of the good ones. Trust me. You've spoken with Kotalo?
A few words. Tanakh don't have much use for us outsiders. You must have made quite the impression for him to offer his fealty.
Yani yaptık birkaç şey.
So you've been talking to Gaia?
Yes. She was kind enough to take me through some of the history of the Old Ones, including their demise and the heroic actions of her creator, Elizabeth Sobek. I was surprised to see she was you. Past, but reborn? Not that I claim to understand how.
You've been getting to know Erend, I assume?
Of course. Any friend of Varl's is a friend of mine. In this case, a very loud friend.
Biraz.
What are you up to?
Gaia was kind enough to put together a list of glyphs used by the Old Ones. She helped me decipher some of the data you've collected and showed me how to use the focus to help the process. It's not easy, but it's been working so far.
That's good to hear. I see you've settled in.
Gaia did say this place was built for us, so we could regain control of our lands with her terraforming system.
Güzel hatırlıyorsun, güzel.
The land gods do Plainsong's fields. It does strike me as odd that a place of life should have so much metal.
Did Gaia tell you anything about the Zeniths?
She did. Though it wasn't exactly
Merak
easy to
etme, ben de
believe.
idrak edemedim tam olarak
To
zaten.
think that there are places among the stars where life can bloom as it does here. It is humbling, to say the least, and heartbreaking that such life should be bent on destroying ours.
So, how does a tribe like the Utaru manage to maintain the peace with warriors like the Tenakth?
By holding them off. When our fields bloomed aplenty, the Tenakth looked upon our lands with envy. But Plainsong's dishes provided sanctuary and high ground to keep invaders at bay. In the end, even the Tenakth saw sense in a truce. The Utaru promised to provide the Tenakth with food from our crops every year. In exchange, the Tenakth would relinquish one of their own, a veteran, to train the Utaru in combat. This
Güzel
custom
anlaşma.
was abandoned a few years after the derangement.
Hmm.
But some veterans still remain in the plains.
I believe I've met them already. I've been meaning to ask, what's the deal with you and the chorus? You didn't seem to be on the best of terms.
That's what happens when you're the one Utaru who insists on publicly defying them. Twice. When the Karja invaded the Utaru plains, they did more than just attack our villages. They burned our fields, took our people as slaves, and murdered those who were too weak to make the trip back to Meridian.
To be sacrificed in the Sun Ring.
I was helping the healers back then, as waves of refugees swarmed into Plainsong. The chorus was divided in how to face the invaders. Some saw sense in raising arms. Others believed the dishes would keep us safe, as they had many times before. And while they bickered, I buried the seeds of the fallen.
You called yourself a grave...
Bir dakika, yanlışlıkla tıkladım.
It couldn't have been easy. Seeing your people suffer while the Karja invaded your lands.
I come from a small village near Plainsong. My grandmother used to say there was no seed that wouldn't grow there. I moved to the dishes when I decided to apprentice as a healer. When the Red Raids began, I thought about going back. But the injured kept pouring into Plainsong, day after day. So I kept putting it off. One day, I woke up to hear a Karja raiding party had ransacked my village during the night. I rushed there with the healers to help the survivors, but there weren't any left. The smell of burning flesh haunts me to this day.
I'm sorry, Zoe.
Yazık.
I made
Üzücü.
it a point to appear before the chorus as soon as we returned, to demand that we take a stand against the invaders. I was denied. So I left
En iyisini yapmışsın.
to fight on my own.
Yani kendi topraklarının işgal edilmesine göz yuman da ne
You
bileyim.
said you set out to fight the Karja alone?
I did. But it turned out I wasn't the only one. News of my disagreement with the chorus spread through the plains. Before I knew it, I had more than a dozen Utaru warriors ready to follow me into battle. We knew we couldn't take on the Karja armies head-on, but we also knew the lay of the land better than they did. We ambushed smaller raiding parties, sabotaged their supply lines, and hit their encampments at night.
Vay.
Sounds like you
Çok
were a force to be
stratejik.
reckoned with.
Enough that the Tenakth took notice. When the clans began to push the Karja back east, they let us join their ranks. We chased the enemy all the way to Barren Light.
Tırnaklarla birlikte şey yapmışlar.
You said you
Karjaları
were at
kovmuşlar.
Barren Light when the Tenakth defeated the Karja?
Tenakth marshals climbed the cliffs of the Daunt under cover of night, then attacked from the other side. Before we knew it, the gates were open, and the full force of the clans burst through. What happened next was not something I like to remember. When all the dust and blood settled, I smelled it again. The stench of burnt flesh. Our enemies defeated. What was left of my squad returned to the Utaru Plains. I went back to Plainsong. But even as the harvest passed, it didn't feel like I'd truly returned at all.
Is that when you became a grave singer?
I thought soothing the suffering of others would somehow appease my own. Then you came along and gave me a choice. I could either sing at people's graves or fight for a chance to keep them alive.
I'm glad you chose the latter.
Yani daha iyi olmuş.
Right, I should probably go.
Is it true you're investigating a signal coming from one of Gaia's seedlings?
Maybe. We'll know for sure when we check it out.
Be careful.
We will.
Tamamdır. Başka hiçbir şey kalmadı. Bunlar ne?
One of Studius Fortis's many scrolls. It was a pain getting him to Barrenlight. Still, he didn't deserve to be run down by Regalla's riders. Is this a piece from the bulwark? Talo must have brought this with him as a trophy. I may have fired the cannon, but he really put Dakota in his place.
Başka bir şey var mı böyle?
This must be from the Kulrut. Between the Rockbreaker and the Slitherfang, Regalla really wrecked the arena.
Tam olarak ne var orada?
She won't stop trying until Hikaru's dead.
Bu. Başka bir şey var mı? Yok sanırım. Gidelim bakalım o yardım sinyaline.
There she is. You ready to head out?
Let's go.
Look
Bu
at
arada
us.
40 dakika olmuş.
Three
Gerçekten
battle-hardened badasses
tamı tamına
forging
40
into the
dakikadır
unknown.
konuşma yapıyorum.
This ought to be good.
Olsun, bu bölümde böyle olsun. Hikayesel olarak ve insanlar olarak ilişkilerimiz ilerlesin.
This distress call had to be up a really steep mountain, huh?
Evet. Ne oluyor? Kim o?
Vermin.
Elindeki silah bayağı güçlü. Oha, balista mı o?
What the hell?
Oha. Oha. Güç kalkanı kırıldı. Silah niye patladı? Çok kararsızdı galiba. Adamım ya. Sürekli güldürüyor beni. İdeal erkek.
Burl, see if there's anything over there.
On it.
We'll check out the battlefield. Let's start with that zenith. Well, there are obviously more zeniths than we know about.
Evet, bunu görmemiştik.
Almost
Yani
didn't make it.
tam olarak savaştık diyemem. Daha çok kaçtık diyelim ama sen öyle de.
Whatever the rebels did, it took down her shield. But why was she here? I can access her last communication file, but I'll use my focus to scan the battlefield too.
What about that crazy weapon the Zenith had?
It looked like she could make it come and go.
Hello,
Oh,
Verbena? What do you have
it's
for me?
gone now.
I checked everywhere, still no sign
Well,
of the
go do your
asset.
thing.
Can we call
I'll
off
wait
this
here.
pointless
Abi
search
konuşmalar
already?
birbirine girdi ya,
Let's
çok
not forget
kötü.
who let it slip away in the first place. Now, I'd like to see results by nightfall. Do you think you can manage that?
Hold on. I think I see something.
Verbena buraya bir şey bulmaya gelmiş. O Gerard'da kel olan kişi olması lazım. Zenitlerden. Helal olsun. Tayfı nasıl
The
devirmişler.
Spectre had instructions to assist recovery of the asset. I wonder what this asset is.
Ne kaldı başka?
An Oseram with a focus. Looks like he was sending data on the weapons somewhere else.
Telemetri kaydı. Kendi kendine imha modu başlatıldı. Yani silah ateşlendikten sonra kendi kendine imhaya başlıyor.
Ah. The weapon's still hot. I need to know how it worked. But I'll have to check on it once it's cooled off.
Hava zaten soğuk, yani bir 5 dakikaya soğur herhalde. Şimdi savaş alanını araştır. Başka ne kaldı? Takipçi mıhlayıcısı.
Looks like the rebels camped here for a while. Are they watching this area? All right. I think I have an idea what happened here. I better get back to Erend.
All right, she who sees the unseen. What did you find out?
This was a carefully planned attack. I found camping gear up there. The rebels must have been staking out this place for at least a few days. They were waiting for the Zeniths to show up. All so that they could test that weapon. The Zeniths have a personal shield that makes them invulnerable, but somehow the weapon got rid of it. The Oseram that was operating it was sending data on it somewhere else. It was probably just a prototype.
I've known tinkers that do that. Do a little trial run before breaking out the real thing. Well, I guess it's still a work in progress, if it blew up.
She was searching for something she lost. Her drone had instructions to recover something called the asset.
The asset? Is that the sub-function thing that you said could be here? The Luthia?
I'm not sure. Come on, let's go talk to Varl. That's a long way down.
Something tunneled straight down into the mountain. Looks recent.
Kim açmış bu tüneli be?
Whatever it was, it must have been powerful.
Aynen öyle.
That
Yarmış
Zenith the
geçmiş.
rebels killed was looking for something called the asset. I don't know what it is. My guess is it's somewhere down there.
All right, so we head down.
Erend, stay here and stand watch. That Zenith isn't the only one of its kind. I don't want to be caught by surprise if the others show up. Contact us by focus if you see anything.
Okay. Any trouble shows up, I'll call you.
Let's go. There's some kind of old world ruin down here.
You said the Zeniths have their own backup of Gaia, right?
Yeah, from the proving lab.
So maybe they were after Eleuthia. Found its hiding spot, so it sent the distress signal.
Maybe.
Önce bu tarafları dolaşayım. Bir dakika ya, niye atlayamıyorum? Ama neyse ya. Bazen böyle yapıyor oyun, çok sinirim bozuluyor. Hah, şunu yapacağım deminden beri.
Looks like some kind of data center. I might be able to access the facility systems from that console.
Bu ne?
I've never seen a transmitter like this before. Looks like it's self-destructed.
Tamam.
This was a Far Zenith research lab. It looks like a lot of data was beamcast from here recently. From that device nearby.
So Eleuthea's gone?
If it was ever here, then probably. But then why were the Zeniths still searching for the asset? Let's keep looking around.
So, exploring another Far Zenith ruin.
At least this one doesn't seem to have giant killer machines.
Or
Gözünü
anything you
seveyim,
can blow
sus.
up.
Şimdi bir şey çıkar. Tehlikeyi çekmeye gerek yok. Az önce bir şey mi taradım? Sanırım varlığı önünden geçince onu taradım. Bir dakika ya, burası çok büyükmüş. İkinci katı falan var. Zemini de var. Tamam. Şimdi oradan geldim. Orası var ve burası var. Ben bir yukarıya bakayım önce. İçeridelermiş. Ne kadar çok fazla şey var.
Like the ones I saw inside a Zero Dawn cradle facility. This
What
place
were they
keeps
for?
on going. Remember when I told you I was made, not born? This is how.
A machine that makes a person. That's incredible.
Önce bu tarafları araştıracağım. Buradan geldim. Buraya.
All this stuff. Wonder what they were doing here.
Vereyim mi bu?
Well, knowing Far Zenith,
Yok.
probably discovering amazing things. For their own benefit.
Yeah. That sounds about right.
Zero Dawn'dan aldıkları teknolojinin yani Apollo'nun kendi teknolojilerinden daha üstün olduğunu ve teknoloji takasında karlı çıktıklarını düşünüyorlar.
This place is huge. Some kind of storage room, maybe.
Maybe the asset is in here somewhere.
If it is, somehow the Zenith couldn't find it. Let's look around.
Ne kadar çok kapı var. Peter. Oyunun ilk başında kurucularını böyle sansürleyerek göstermişlerdi. Ondan bahsediyor.
Find anything that... might tell us what the asset is?
I don't think so.
Az önce taradım, bu muydu? Evet. Tamam, burası bitti. En azından küçük odaymış. Peki burası nereye gidiyor? Ha, burası da aşağı kata bağlanıyor. Tamam. Şu an kafamda bir haritalandırma yapmaya çalışıyorum. Ne nereye bağlanıyor falan diye. Şimdi bu koskocaman yeri araştırmaya başlayacağım. Ama videonun kapanışını yapmam lazım. Şöyle sağda solda kayıt falan var mı, onlara bakacağım.
So, how is Aaron taking all of this? Really?
Well, Gaia, the Zeniths, the Focus. It's a lot. But when I caught up to him in the Daunt and said you needed our help, he dropped everything and turned around.
Adamım ya.
Well, he's loyal,
Aynen öyle.
that's for sure.
Eren'den sadakati derim, başka bir şey
I'll
demem.
grab this from my stash later.
Tabii ki Varl, Zo, Kotola falan için de geçerli bunlar. Tamamdır. Burada kapatayım. Sonra diğer bölüme buradan ilerleyerek devam edeceğim. Umarım izlerken keyif almışsınızdır arkadaşlar. Eğer bana destek olmak isterseniz kanalıma abone olabilir, bu videoyu beğenebilir, yorum ya da eleştiri yazabilirsiniz. Bir sonraki videoda görüşmek üzere. Hoşça kalın.